Okay, well, hi again, everybody. This is Daniel Donnelly with IMetAWrestler.com. And today we're going to be, I guess you could say, venturing over to the dark side. We're going to be spending a bit of time with the Vampire Warrior, the former leader of the Brood. It's the one and only, the man himself, Gangrel. Gangrel, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, Daniel. How are you, man?
Good, and I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Fantastic. Well, one of the first things I wanted to get out there is... sometimes there's a misperception that when a wrestler's no longer in the WWE or TNA or something like that, that he's kind of dropped off the face of the planet. He's not really up to much anymore. But in your case, that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, from what I can see, it looks like you're busier than ever these days. Plenty of projects going on.
Yeah. I've been super busy, but I know what you mean when it's like they say wrestlers drop off because I'm on Twitter a lot, and then people are writing, they go, "Oh, you're still alive? Oh, you're still wrestling?" I've been super busy. Yeah. After WWE, I went straight over to Europe, and I'd worked with a promotion there. I was living almost like 6 months out of the year working over there and bouncing back and forth, and then that went on for about 6 years or so, and then I moved out west to California, and I started up with a wrestling school, Knox Pro Academy, out here in California, and then from that led into working for the Territory League, and I'm just super busy with that. We got big shows coming up this Tuesday coming, and the Rodney Anawai Cup and the inaugural Cup, and I've just been I've never been more busy in my life. You said it right. I've been everywhere doing everything.
That's wonderful. That's great to hear. And actually, you brought up the Territory League. That was one of the things I wanted to mention. And you mentioned the Rodney Anawai Cup. That championship is going to be March 27th at the Avalon, 1735 Vine Street in Hollywood. So if anybody hasn't heard of the Territory League before, what exactly is it? What could they expect to see?
Well, the Territory League, these are the championships. So throughout this year, we've had, we've taken it where wrestling is not just an individual deal, like a wrestler, which made it teams. So we've had 8-9 teams, and they were. I'm on the LA Templars, and there's 4 teams going to this final, so it's teams. Let me break it down for you. So you have a heavyweight, you have cruisers, lucha, and a tag team. So all 5 members of this team will come out. And we have alternates too, but they won't come out. So if somebody's hurt, it's just like in sports, you could drop in and out, bring somebody up, or send somebody back to the injured reserve. So these 5 members, whoever's battling that day, will come to the ring, as a team, and then they'll go from the ring into the crowd. There's cages with benches, circular cages, kind of like an MMA cage, but shrunk down.
Wow.
That's your locker room, so it's much like a hockey bench or a baseball dugout, but you're in full view of the fans. And so you come to the ring as a team, say the LA Templars, the one I'm on, we'll come to the ring, our music will play, and then we'll go to that bench, and then the team we're battling that day, say it's the Reno Scum, they'll come out, and they'll go to their bench, and then from there, whatever matches up first, whether it's the Cruiser or Lucha, they'll come out, and then somebody will win or lose for each team. And, the one with the most wins that night, the team takes it, so the team gets that win, not the individual wrestlers won't get their win-loss mark. It'll be a team win. If it's a draw going into that, then they'll have what they call a warfare, and then every 2 minutes, a member from each team will come out from their cage to the ring, and then it's pinfall, submission, over the top rope, and the last team standing, or the last member of a team standing, gets that win for the night. So ultimately, there is no draws. We haven't had one yet. I don't know what happens if both guys go over at the same time and hit the floor. We haven't experienced that yet. It's just down to 2 guys, but so far we haven't had any draws yet. So we've had these playoffs, and like I said, I'm on the LA Templars, and we're sliding in. We had to have a 4-way wild card thing in these warfares to make it in. We made it in with the worst record yet, 2-4. So we were like the top seeded team starting in this league, and then we ended up the bottom team, and we slided into the playoffs as the last seed. So I'm very excited about that. And there's different rules too, like in the tag team division with in the Territory League. When the tag teams are in there, the referee has the option to send a team member back to his cage for a 2-minute penalty, so kind of like in hockey, a penalty box. So it can eventually be 2-on-1 at any given time, and the referees, by the referee's choice, they're breaking the rules or bending them way too much.
I see.
So it's different, and it's fun, and it's very exciting. And so going into the March 27th, if you are out in Hollywood and you go to the Territory League there, what you'll see is two warfares, and the winner of these 2 warfares will go on, because these are the last 14 things. These 2 the winners of the two warfares would be the Hooligans versus the LA Templars, Reno Scum versus the Las Vegas High Rollers. And the winners of those two warfares will go on to battle for the Rodney Hawaii Cup, the inaugural cup there, and the one will leave a champion that night.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's awesome. And as you said, it sounds completely different to anything you can see on TV, pro wrestling on television from the big companies. It sounds like it's completely innovative, totally unique, and something brand new.
Oh yeah, it's exciting, and I mean, some of the members, Las Vegas High Rollers are like Rikishi. He's got the Godfather. I think they're calling him something else, but the Godfather, Pimp Father, maybe he's on that team. Brian Christopher. On the Hollis of Hooligans, you got Gene Saminsky. On the LA Templars, and there's just there's going to be stars there on these teams, and these guys are grooming these young kids. So what's cool about this? Mostly each one of these teams, like Simbodi's on the Raptors, but they didn't make the playoffs. Kiyosani, Simbodi. There's an experienced member on each of these teams grooming the young guys and grooming them. So there's a lot of opportunities for young wrestlers to get work and get on these teams, and we're expanding. We're going to pick up 3 Midwest teams going into season 2. So it's a really exciting time for wrestlers themselves too, because there's a lot of work for young guys. For the guys that are saying, "Oh, we can't get into FCW," or different things like that. There's a lot of opportunities. They should follow, get on the Territory League site. I can see them. They do go over everything, and they are looking to build teams in the Midwest coming here for the second season.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's something to definitely get out there to any would-be wrestlers or people trying to break in, that maybe this is the road for them. It's something new, and who knows, it could be the next big thing. It seems like it's definitely on the way.
But yeah, it's definitely a fun thing, and it's definitely work. It's experience. It's wrestling in ring time. While you're in experience, getting there with experienced guys, and I believe in it. I believe it's going to be a big thing. I believe it's the next big thing. I've gotten a year, 2 years into it, and I'm excited, man. I'm hoping the LA Templars walk away with that cup. But Scum's going in out of Reno, Nevada. These guys are young guys. They're just young bucks. They're coming into these playoffs undefeated. So
wow,
we'll see what happens there.
The Templars gonna have some work cut out for them. Huh?
I'm excited.
That's wonderful. Well, hey, I know that you work real close with Rikishi in a Territory League, as you mentioned, and the Rodney and Hawaii Championship next week. As we know, that was the mighty Yokozuna, and I think it just got announced that he's going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame this year. Did you know him at all? Were you guys friends or any connections?
Yeah, I was more friends with like Alpha and Sika and Junior and Samu, the sons of the smallest. Yoko, Yoko was when I was around there. I knew Yoko. I knew him through his families and everything. But he was like the man on top. So I never tried to go bother with him. I knew my role when I was coming in. I've been 26 years, but Yoko was like he was the big top cheese at the time. So
right.
I never really jumped in, ran in his posse or anything like that. But I did know him and I madly respect him. But I was more friends with Alpha and Sika the Wild Samoans and Samu and Junior Fatu, which was Rikishi. So I ran with those guys. But no, I was around Yoko, but he was a great man, and it was a sad loss. But what a great way to honor him with the inaugural cup and. Hawaii family, and it was awesome.
Absolutely, what a tribute to him.
But great timing too. How'd that work out?
That worked out pretty nicely.
He's going into the Hall of Fame. It's just awesome. It's
perfect
awesome timing too.
Perfect timing for him. It must have been meant to be. That's it.
Yeah. So that's a sign, man. If that's a sign of anything, we're going to blow up.
Yeah, I think so. Well, another thing, talking about you keeping busy, I was checking this out earlier this week, and it had me laughing out loud. It really did. You have your own YouTube show, Fangin and Bangin.
They're kind of silly. They're just 2 minute clips. They're getting a little bit longer this week. The Fangin and Bangin. It just started out to show a different lighter side of me. Everybody thinks, run around a vampire with blood hanging around my neck, biting people, and and living in the darkness. But there's a lot more to me. On the backside of life, I figure give people that care who even want to see it just a different glimpse of who I am and who I really am, and having some fun. So, well, this week on the Fangin and Bangin, every week like today, there should be a new episode up going to the Cup, like meeting the LA Templars, different members of the LA Templars going up to March 27th. So every day up till March 27th from this point on, there's different things. Last night was a good one. Today is Scott Anthony. We'll catch up to him at a tattoo parlor, and then different Parker Greaves. We got an outstanding young star, Parker Greaves. He's 17 years old. This kid, the only reason we're holding him back, and he's going to take off. He'd be great for WWE. He's just getting his experience. He's grooming him. He should probably leave at the right time. But I hate to lose him though, because he's a great asset to the LA Templars. And so you get to meet all these different guys through the Fangin and Bangin clips this week, so check that out. It's on Territory League YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to that. You can catch up on all the Road to the Cup. You can see all the matches, different things that are led up to March 27th on that YouTube channel, the Territory League YouTube channel, and you subscribe and give your opinions. They want to hear them. I want to hear them. Everybody wants to hear your opinions.
Absolutely. Yep, you heard it from the man himself. Leave your opinions and follow the channel. I'll make sure we get some links up there as well, that people know exactly where they can find it, because oh yeah, I think they need to hear the mango salsa story. That was my favorite.
I got strong arms in the buying. It's true. I went in there. I was terrified. I wasn't terrified, but I did buy the salsa in the church.
Oh yeah, I lived in Houston, Texas for 5 years, and I had a few experiences like that. It's all good intentions and they mean well, but it can be pretty scary.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I was leaving there and I felt like Weird Al Yankovic, like I'm white and nerdy. I thought I was all tough. I would have given him my car if they would have asked. I said, okay, dude.
Yeah. Well, talking about, I was going to mention your travels as well. You said that you spent some time in England. That's where I'm from, Liverpool, and I think it was with Brian Dixon that you worked with.
I'm a Birkenhead down there.
Oh, there you go. Now, there's a lot of weird information on the internet, so I want to see if this is true or not. But I read that you're an Everton fan. Is that true?
Yes, I am an Everton fan, but I haven't kept up with the season. I've been a terrible fan this season. I've been running so much in this Territory League, I haven't been able to catch up on the games or sports. I do retweet a lot of their stuff. Well, yes, I'm an Evertonian. I've been to a few matches, and I'm Merseyside Blue.
Oh, wonderful! That's where I was. I'm born and raised. My whole family are Blues, and they'll be happy to hear that. So I'm going to make sure they find out.
That's tremendous. I thought you were going to jump on me like one of those red shites.
Oh. No, not at all. So you actually went to Goodison Park. You saw some games.
Oh yeah. I've been to a few games. But I take so much heat from the Liverpool fans. They rate me on Twitter. They jump all over me after the derby and everything. I'm like,
Yeah, it's serious business, huh?
Yeah, it is serious business. But I guess can't we all get along in one city there? But it is what it is.
Absolutely, I'm with you. How did you find that time working for Brian? What were the crowds like over there, and the different wrestling styles? And you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I enjoy myself. I find that you could probably wrestle forever in England if you're a wrestler, because it's proper wrestling and it's not so hard on your body. They're not expecting all these triple lindies and flips off the ropes. They enjoy a proper wrestler, and being a gimmick, I go in there and I love to wrestle. People don't see that. What happens is I get stereotyped for being, after WWE and this and that, all they saw was a bunch of suplexes, a bunch of thrust to the throats and punching and kicking, and I actually do enjoy wrestling, and that's what's great about the wrestling school, is I actually get to get in there and wrestle. I was a wrestler before a gimmick. When I go back to Brian's, I get to do a little bit of that, but you stay with the character. But the crowds they're proper wrestling crowds, and I actually enjoy it. I just talked to him this morning. I'm thinking about going back for the fall over there to have another run, because I miss everybody over there. I miss Robbie Brookside and James Mason and Frankie Sloan, lads that are going to be my friends for life that I've met over there. That just great people. And
yeah, absolutely.
I loved it. I'm not a big fan of the holiday camps. I'd pass on them. I'd only do them once in a while. I'd catch a double or a triple shot doing them. But for Dixon's, it's much like a real job. You get up in the morning. You grab your bag, you hit the gym, you get back there and hope you don't miss your ride. You ride all day, you get out, you wrestle, you ride all night, get back home, sleep for 2 hours, do the gym again the next day. That 7 days a week there.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, it's hard work. We had an interview with Fit Finley about a month or two ago, and he was saying the same thing. The grind over there, and guys like Robbie Brookside, and a lot of the new guys that have broken through now, like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Well, I say new, but new to the WWE, and Wade Barrett and those kind of guys. That they all came from that same kind of circuit, and it can be pretty tough. Like you said, it's a full-time job.
Yeah, I wrestled them on that circuit between them and working for Oric, who passed away. Rest in peace. What a lovely man, Oric Williams. I wrestled, Sheamus, and Wade Barrett was Carl Sanders, or Stu, I don't know what he was called, Stu Sanders, I think, and then, all those guys, I wrestled them, Drew Galloway, what was he called back then, Drew McIntyre, Drew Galloway back then, Drew McIntyre now. Yeah. Wrestled them when they were all coming in young. I promise you, I was covering up a few times with Sheamus, so I didn't end up with a bloody nose, hoping Wade didn't trip on me. He was a bit clumsy back then, but they turned into great talent, haven't they? They've gone on to really good things coming out there. So that just proves that ring time and being in the ring every day of the week and getting experience working with different Yanks or Septics they bring, Americans that they bring in. I'm sorry. I get over there, I get to talking like like I'm from England sometimes and I'm not, but there's different Americans they bring in, but and other talents from Germany and whatnot around the world. You can only get better if you have any talent. It's just like we're here. The Americans, they could pick an indie show up this weekend here, this weekend there, and they're not going to develop anything like working with Brian. You work 7 days a week, and he rotates talent in and out, from all over the world. So he even brings in, the Japanese fellas and whatnot. So, that with that being said, that's what we're hoping Territory League can be something like that, where we give people a lot more work, and they can start getting that ring time to go on to be, better wrestlers and develop their talent to what they're capable of and wrestling to that level. So, and then Brian was really good with that, working 7 days a week, that grind. You can only learn better or you just fall off,
Yeah, no, I agree with you, absolutely. And, that's one of the strengths about the Gangrel character and about your talents as well, that, nobody's ever forgotten it. It's been one of the more memorable gimmicks, I think. And there's been, a lot of dark characters over the years. There's been, the Kevin Sullivan, Papa Shango, Raven, obviously The Undertaker, guys like that. But nobody's ever really forgotten Gangrel. And why do you think that is?
I think it was that bad, great-ass, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss there, that ring music, the entrance. That entrance is really was the make or break. Steve Austin said to me once, he goes, "What do you like best about your entrance or your music?" I said that I can walk through. He goes, "Yeah, that's the secret. Yeah, you got to have something that once that music hits, it just draws the people in. And when the music hit, the music was awesome. But then on top of that, to elevate, come up through a ring of fire, and then walk out, and then spit the blood. Those three things combined, and just let people will not forget. I could go anywhere and do nothing in a match. All I want to do is hear that music, walk out there, see me spray the blood, and then seeing nobody's ever done that DDT before I came out with that was cool at the time too. So those combinations is what's carried on, and I've been blessed with that character, being a memorable character, but at the same time, I can never get away from that character now. They're like, come on, you're Gangrel, you can't do anything else. So you're expected to be that. So that's where the Fangin and Bangins come in a little bit, giving you a little bit different side of me. So as these Fangin and Bangin YouTube things go on, you'll start seeing the other side of me, the person I am besides Gangrel, but it's the same. Where I'm not just stereotyped that character from WWE. So that's what I'm hoping these Fangin and Bangins do, is let people get to see the other side of me and not, I open up a little bit. So it's cool, that character was great, and it's kept me working a lot longer, after the fact, and I appreciate it, and I embrace every minute of it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And this is funny. You may know this already, but we talked to Jim Johnson, the music guy at WWE, about must have been about 6 years ago, and he actually said that was one of his all-time favorite pieces that he composed. Was the Gangrel theme. Right. Out of all the hundreds he's made, that was one of his all-time favorites.
Awesome. He put a lot of work into that. Although he came up with that quick. There's like little subliminal stuff. So if you play, what people say, that breathing in the beginning, it's not breathing. If you get on a machine and you're capable, you have the equipment, go on there and put that on and play it backwards and see what comes up.
It's like that Paul McCartney stuff, subliminal messages and stuff, huh? Black Sabbath.
Well, exactly. It does have something to do with Paul McCartney. So.
That's awesome. Well, one serious question I wanted to ask you as well, when you talked about the character and the gothic lifestyle and the vampire, is there's a big movement these days, especially in wrestling, to try and help stamp out bullying. A lot of the bullying that goes on in the schools and the high schools and things like that. And a lot of the times the kids that get targeted tend to be people who are more towards that lifestyle, heavy metal fans, goths, that kind of thing. And you've always embraced that, and you've always been proud of it. Like, what advice would you give to a kid who chooses that way of life, and maybe they're experiencing some bullying as a result of it?
Yeah, well, a lot of reasons these kids choose that way of life is different things. They're trying to, they go for a lot of shock factor. A lot of them turn out they're not really actually goth kids. They're trying to embrace their parents for something else that they're going to tell them, and stuff like that. So the only thing I can say is, if you're God, stay true to yourself. I mean, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. As long as you're happy and you can look in the mirror every day in the morning and say, "This is who I am. I'm cool with who I am," and that's what you need to be, and to hell with to everybody else. But I know it is a tough situation, because to be who you are and to be yourself, it's very tough in this day and age. Peer pressure, just the world itself is smoke and mirrors. You don't even know. The person you've known for 10 years might not really be who he really is standing next to you when he goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but you got to just be able to look in that mirror every morning, and when you look in that mirror, you say, "Yeah, I'm cool with who I am. I can go to bed one night knowing everything I did was up to my standards, that I didn't, I did my best, or I didn't hurt anybody else's feelings, or I'm good with myself, and that's all you can really do. You can't fix the rest of the world. You just gotta take care of yourself, and if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. So you just gotta start right there with yourself, and just be good with yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great advice. That's wonderful. Well, just I guess another question, talking about the WWE days and the Brood. Edge, same time as Yokozuna, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. Did you see that coming? Did you think he was always going that direction?
I didn't see it coming. He was a champion at the time. He's a great talent. I didn't see it coming so soon. Mm-hmm. I personally thought it would come later on, but I mean, I guess it was WWE's decision or somebody in the corporate offices to put him in soon enough. I definitely knew he believes and do think he deserves to be in there. I didn't think it would come so soon. Mm-hmm. I'm stoked for him. I think it's awesome, and I wish I could have been there to induct him or something. I'll be down there that weekend, but I wasn't. Nobody's contacted me or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy for Edge, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
I hope I run into him down there. I'll be doing some stuff down there Wrestlemania weekend. So.
Yeah, I was going to mention that next as well. And you said like they haven't been contacted, but they've brought you back a few times and up and down. And what's the relationship like with Vince? Are you guys on good terms?
Well, I have a good relationship with Vince and WWE itself. I think it comes down to the name Gangrel. See, they don't own that name. They leased it that 5 years. That the name they made a corporate or somebody made a mistake, and they realized that was copyrighted, and they ended up having to lease that name for 5 years. So that's been nothing but a thorn in my side later on, because a company named White Wolf had it, and then they sold the company to somebody else. So when I went back for a Raw anniversary show, they tried to sue WWE over using that name, like for millions. And then when it went to court, basically it all got thrown out, and they said, neither one of you really have rights to the name anymore. So at that note, I think WWE doesn't want to do anything too much where it involves the name, because they don't own it, and it's just always, it comes around to haunt them in the long run. So that's why I'm thinking, that's why I said sometimes I'm cursed with this gimmick too. I'm not going to be able to get away with it, because I think that's something they've come to. The toy companies have come and asked to make dolls and stuff like Legends dolls, and been turned down by WWE because they said, well, the name. And if you see WWE in their books and stuff like that, they put David Heath now. So.
Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you look in their the encyclopedias or different things, I notice when I'm signing them, it'll say David Heath next to a lot of stuff, or anything that comes out of WWE's magazine. So.
Yeah. That's a shame, but you're
that's
also
the whole problem with that, So I don't think it'll look cool. They just go, "Oh, David Heath is inducting" or anything like that.
No, that's a shame, because you're also pretty well known as with that Vampire Warrior name as well. It's a pity they couldn't incorporate that somehow. Or
I've wrestled since '90 as the Vampire Warrior, coming out of Puerto Rico through Memphis and all that. So right now I just call myself the Vampire Warrior Gangrel. And I have there's no legal actions or problems with me, because, like I said, there's nobody really hasn't. The judge said that the guy that's been doing it for all these years, which is me, has more rights. So I don't catch any slack, any legal problems anywhere. So I just call myself the Vampire Warrior Gangrel. I don't know why I just couldn't say the Vampire Warrior. If they showed the tapes and all that they owned already, people would assume, they associate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a shame when that legal stuff gets brought in like that. It's when you watch the old DVDs now, like logos are blurred out and things are cut out and music's changed, and really ruins it.
And it's a crazy, Sue Happy world, my man.
That's it. Well, hey, WrestleMania weekend, you mentioned it briefly, but I have it in front of me here. You're going to be March 31st and April 1st. You're actually going to be in Centerfolds in South Florida, is that right?
Yeah, Centerfolds down in Pompano Beach, Florida. Yeah, that's my old stomping grounds. I actually grew up Deerfield Beach, Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale. So I'm from down there. So, I'm kind of looking forward to getting down there. I'll be there Saturday night between 10 and 12, doing a little pre-party, and then I'll be down there. I'll be Sunday hosting a WrestleMania party. But, if any of the wrestlers are out there, they want to come stop on by, or if the fans come see me, or people I know, I'll be there partying it up, a few tables, a few bottles to give away, and there's great food there, so I'm looking at a great time down there in Centerfolds.
Wonderful. I'll tell you what, man, you live a tough life. I mean, all these beautiful women in Centerfolds, and the drinks and all that kind of stuff, seeing old friends, that's going to be a rough weekend for you.
Yeah, it'll be a tough weekend. I'll tell you, it'll be a tough weekend, because my wife, She'll be calling me.
Oh, there you go. That phone will be blowing up.
She'll be saying, "What are you doing down there, vampire?"
Are you behaving yourself?
I'm behaving myself. Hosting a Wrestlemania party.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, Gangrel, I really, really appreciate your time today, man. And again, I would encourage everybody to check out the Territory League. We'll put the links up for the website. And again, that's going to be March 27, the Rodney Anawai Championship Cup, and also WrestleMania weekend down in South Florida at Centerfolds. So it's good to see you out there. And I actually saw you at the Wrestle Reunion event in LA this past January. You had the booth with Rikishi, and you're one of the guys that looks like he's genuinely having a good time. Always got a big smile on your face and shaking hands, and I can tell you really like to be out there.
Yeah, there's no reason to be unhappy, but speaking of Wrestle Reunion, I'll actually be there at the Wrestle Reunion 2 WrestleMania weekend down there in Miami for a couple hours, like 10 to 1 on Saturday and 10 to 1 on Sunday. So I'm really busy that day out there. So
wonderful.
I'll be out there too. But I really enjoy it. There's no reason to be better in life. Nothing to be better about. You breathe the air, it's just,
That's
smelling the smells of life. Why not? Why you gotta, just be happy and move on with it. Be happy with yourself.
Absolutely. And just keep buying that mango salsa, right?
Yeah, well, that's a little bit. I didn't say you don't have terrifying moments in your life, but the mango sauce was pretty dang good. It was really good.
Yeah, wonderful, fantastic. Well, Gangrel, I appreciate your time today, man, and I encourage everyone to check out those appearances and the Fangin and Bangin show on YouTube, the Territory League, and just keep following you. You got a lot of interesting things going on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Keep banging and banging.
Absolutely. Thanks again. Take it easy.
All right, take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.